Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Conversation, and this is your host Shay. So, the Indian tax authorities are visiting this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges. This is a breaking news coming out today that these Indian tax authorities are they have visited about 9 of Bitcoin cryptocurrency exchanges here in India, their offices, and trying to find out if there is any tax evasion and things like that. And of course, when there is a buying and a selling of Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency happens on the exchanges or these trading platform, there's an 18% of GST that people have to pay when buying it. So this is something that they are looking at, whether the things are being taken care of in terms of tax. At the same time, I also read an article recently which I would like to share that talks about the individual taxes as well. So not just the taxes which these companies have to pay because they are operating a exchange as a firm, but also the individual taxes, somebody who is making a profit by selling these cryptocurrencies. And this was the news recently, about 2 days back or 3 days back. So it talks about 20% tax on bitcoins if it was bought at least 36 months before selling it, right? And 30% tax returns if the period is less than 36 months. So if the Bitcoin was bought more than, so that is 3 years, if your Bitcoin that you bought is more than 3 years old and you're selling it off, then it attracts 20% tax. And if it is bought, if when you bought it, it is only 3 years, within the 3 years, and you're selling it off, it's 30% tax is what they, as per the experts, has to say. However, there has been no clear guidelines on the taxation structure as yet, but this is coming out from the tax expert in the country. So let's have a look at what exactly happened, right? So this is the news which is on CryptoCoins news. It says that the Bitcoin, the income tax department of the Indian government has reportedly swooped in on 9 Bitcoin exchanges to look into alleged tax evasion. According to the report from the PTI, the country's largest news agency, multiple investigative teams from Income Tax Department in India jointly visited the premises of 9 Bitcoin exchanges today to conduct surveys operations. I think this is today's news. This was today itself. Evidence for establishing the identity of investors, traders, transaction undertaken by them, identifying the counterparties, related bank accounts used, among others, report. So what it says is even the identity of investors, the people who have done their KYC on the, so it's pretty obvious that in these reports, in these analysis, in this search, they will be able to find out, okay, this is the exchange and these are the customers who have bought Bitcoin. So they do have your KYC, remember. So they can find out who is the investor, what's the address of the investor, how much Bitcoin they bought from the exchange, and things like that. So in short, they are trying to bring in the tax regulations around cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and which is good in a way, because we have been paying taxes for everything that we do in our country. And and there was a lot of fear recently that, no, what if Bitcoin exchanges can be banned? I'm not saying there is no possibility of that. Bitcoin cryptocurrencies can still be banned if they decide to, but at this point in time, they want to make sure that people are paying taxes. Now, of course, I would like to hear your opinion on what you have to say on this. Because I think still there is a lot of gray area when it comes to taxation and when it comes to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, because they haven't regulated, there is no regulation as yet on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So if you read this article here, that, so one of the person says S. Sridhar, who was an engineer, and so the reason he couldn't, he had no clue how to file his income tax on the sale of a Bitcoin, because of obviously it's not been cleared as yet. But it turns out that even if it is not clear, you can pay it as a capital gain, or maybe capital gain from other sources of income. But no matter what, you are liable for the tax if there is a sale of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, guys. So this is the news coming out right now. This is, of course, as per the chartered accountants in India and things like that. So let's go ahead a little further. And so other section on 133A income tax. The survey enables the tax authorities to gather evidence for establishing the identity of investor, traders, transaction undertaken. This is there, and then yeah, so this is one thing is definitely that most all these exchanges right now are the self-regulated. I mean, they have and they are self-regulating themselves just to avoid any anti-money laundering possibilities, and they definitely want to know who is buying and who is selling it, and that was definitely for this day. Let's say to tomorrow, let's say if there's an exchange who has not done the KYC, and if the income tax authorities visits their place and wants to find out, okay, show me who are your customer, and if they don't have the data, it can be very bad for them. And that is why they have been doing KYC. So they have everyone's data as to who has bought bitcoins, who has bought cryptocurrencies, and what are their addresses and things like that. So it would definitely it seems that there is the government want you to pay taxes if at all there is a sale of cryptocurrencies and bitcoin. If there's a profit made, they want you to pay taxes. However, they have at the same time also confirmed that the cryptocurrency investments are risk, and if somebody is involved into it, they are doing it at their own risk, and there is no support from them. But when it comes to the profit, when it comes to the taxes, it seems like you are eligible for the paying taxes in case there is a profit. So this is the news coming out right now, guys. I thought I would share with you. In terms of market capital, Bitcoin had just crossed about 17,000 US dollar. Ethereum at 673, going high every day. Bitcoin Cash picking up a little bit. Litecoin, of course, breaking all the records, going to $307. And so the total market cap has finally crossed about 500 billion market cap. Of course, this is a global market cap all across the globe. 505 billion market cap is what we are looking at right now. Okay, so while we are talking about the growth of the total market capital, how the cryptocurrency is going, I think we cannot forget, we should definitely talk about this achievement for Koinex. One of the cryptocurrency exchange based out in Mumbai, Koinex.in, has raised funding from companies like Koinex and Pantera Capital. Now, Pantera Capital is, I did a little bit of Google, and Pantera Capital is a San Francisco-based investment firm focused on blockchain technologies. Pantera was founded, so this Pantera Capital is only focusing on the blockchain startups, and they have funded a startup like Koinex. A huge achievement for definitely the co-founders of Koinex for taking this step, opening up this cryptocurrency exchange. And here is the reward. They have been funded by such a huge capital firm, Ventura, and there is another company which has funded is Koinex. Koinex is again as a venture capital firm investing in startups from India, Southeast Asia, Japan, and US. So these are two venture capital firms which have funded Koinex.in right now. They have just got a funding from these two companies, which is definitely a huge, it's an amazing news for Koinex. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to. Now they'll also be coming up with probably a Koinex application on the phone. As they said, the company plans to launch its mobile app and consequently bring 1 million users on the platform over the next few months. This is the Koinex plan. Of course, they have got the funding now, and they will do everything possible to make the Koinex better, the platform better, and so obviously a good news. So this is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Do let me know your opinion on this news of Indian tax authorities visiting these Bitcoin exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges across the country all of a sudden. And what do you think about this news, right? And thank you so much for watching. We will be live today, let's see, and then we will discuss a little bit more. And it's always a pleasure to be connected with you and sharing this information. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Thank you.